Yo, talk to me about because I feel like you kind of been adopted by LA a bit here. I think I remember seeing you when Nip did his grand opening at the Marathon store in like 2017.
Yeah, we was there.
You were out there. What was your relationship like with Nip when he was here, man?
Damn, Slow and Bucks, you know.
Yeah.
That's one of their closest friends.
Shout out to Queens.
Yeah, exactly. He spent a lot of time in Queens. So when I went over there, I went with Slow and Bucks. And that day, they didn't want to take me. I was like, yo, y'all just leave me in the house all the time. Because I'm a young artist at the time. They didn't want to take me everywhere. I'm like, I'm going there, but I want to go. So when I first go there, Nip's coming out the car and he told me, yo, I fuck with Re-Up with Belly. He's like, I fuck with that verse. I'm like, what, for real? I'm like, damn. Like, Nip
Shout out to Belly, one of the greatest of all time.
Nip know who I am is crazy. So Nip's like, yo, come on, like, come in the store. I went crazy, bought all the stuff for my boys and all that shit, got everything for people back home. So after that, he's like, yo, come on, let's go smoke in the front, kick to a Nip more. Then he's like, yo, let's get on the ATV, dirt bikes together. I'm like, okay. And he's like, I'm like, when did you learn how to drive? He's like, oh, just last week. I'm like, nah, I'm not hopping on the dirt bike. I started going, yo, yeah, wait, I'm gonna wait for Bucks. Bucks is over there. I'm like, nah, I'm not getting on. But yo, Nip always showed me love. Seen him like multiple times after that. Always love. He has knowledge, and rest in peace to that man, bro.
Great guy, man. Yeah. You're a shroom guy?
Yeah, I was harder on it before, but I've slowed down on it now.
What is have you ever had like a hero's dose level of like?
Yeah.
You have?
I feel like your tolerance goes up the more you take it. So I did a Rolling Loud back in Toronto when my album just dropped, and I took over 5 grams in the studio.
So yeah, that's a lot.
Like my sister she has a fiance now, the one that lives in Toronto, and she brought him to the studio because we're gonna go together. I wanted my sister to see the show. This guy couldn't believe what he was seeing. Because he never been around that kind of shit. So he was like, yo, this guy just took all those shrooms. He just made 3 beats. And now he's about to go perform at Rolling Loud. And when I was so fried when I went on Rolling Loud, but it was like, I was so used to it that like my lyrics that I usually forget were like on like a teleprompter in my mind. And like when I went on stage, I literally grabbed my sister. I was like, looked her in the eyes. I was like, watch this. and then I went on stage and I was like performing and celebrating at the same time because my album's out. So I'm just like on the.
That had to be the best shit ever.
It was the best performance I ever felt. Like, I don't know if the crowd felt the same way, but I felt like I was having the best performance of my whole life.
Yo, it's like shrooms. Like if you take a shit ton and you know, like you said, if you know what you're doing, you can like use them as a superpower for real.
Got to the point where I was taking them shits, they weren't working.
Yeah.
I had to take so much. I took a whole hero bar.
Yeah, Belly gave me a book about I forget what it was called. It's at my house. I read it. It's about it kind of like the whole book's about this doctor wrote this book about psilocybin therapy and shit. And I remember there was one time I was at Belly's house, and you've probably seen this thing. This motherfucker has this thing with sand on it, and when you play the music, it makes patterns.
Thingy? Yeah.
And I was tripping the fuck out because I was like, this is crazy. Like, this is like, music is real. Like, it's tangible. Like, you could see the frequencies, like, with the sand and shit.
Nah, some way or another, they say even this desk is made up of frequencies.
For
like,
sure.
I don't know how that works.
Have you had a bad trip, though?
My first trip ever was a bad trip. My first trip ever, I was like 18 years old. And we did it with a couple of my little Indian homies. We did it in Toronto, and I had a horrible trip. And one thing I noticed was back then I was running around with the wrong crowd, doing the wrong things, failing in school, And my homie, who was like the weirdo and people made fun of him kind of type shit, he was having a great trip. And that kind of like taught me something. I'm like, this guy just is himself all the time. So that's why I feel like and I'm trying to be something I'm not. And hang out with the wrong people and doing the wrong things. And it really, like, when I came out of that shit, I graduated high school, switched up who I'm hanging out with, everything.
So it was a good trip, technically.
It turned out to be. But the trip during it, horrible.
Terrible.
Every time I close my eyes, fire-breathing dragon coming at me. When I open it, something bad's happening. Everything. I couldn't get away from this shit.
Have you done DMT?
No.
That's what I want to do that shit, but I'm hella scared, bro.
I think I'm ready. I feel like once you're spiritually balanced while you're sober,
you
can handle all that shit.
Yeah, you're pretty sober now, right?
Yeah, I smoke weed every day.
But like in terms of like, you know, the shit you were rapping about.
I'll tap into stuff. You know what I mean? Like if it's like I'm in the studio.
You're all-time best druggy rapper, by the way, in terms of the subject matter only.
I appreciate it. Don't do drugs, kids. All right. Yeah, but I'll tap into some shit. Like if I'm in the studio for 2 weeks, there might be a day where we, dabble in something just to get a different kind of vibe. Not every day. Right. That shit's just gonna kill you.
Yeah, no, I feel like, you know, especially I feel like when you first got in the game, fentanyl wasn't really like a thing for real, you know? Fast forward now, it's like it's like you gotta get the drug testing kit and shit out.
Yeah, but even if you got a trustable source and it is good work, it's just,
it don't matter.
That shit is gonna work you eventually.
For sure.
Eventually.
Even the weed now is fucking because they're spraying.
It's strong.
Well, no, they're spraying weed
terps.
with the terps.
Yeah,
it's like, what are you even smoking?
Yeah, in New York is heavy right now. The terps.
In New York, it's bad.
The young dudes, they want that over the regular weed.
Yeah, because like
They're like, give me the shit with the terps.
they're getting some bullshit packs from LA, and then they'll spruce them up.
Some from weak lemon cherry.
Yeah,
And putting the terps on it.
100%, man. You're a big hockey fan?
Growing up, more so, yeah.
Is that just like because you're from Canada? Because I don't get it.
I grew up playing and shit. Like
Maple Leafs?
Maple Leafs, they're the best they've ever been, but damn, bro, they haven't got a Stanley Cup in 60 years or some shit. So it's like, I'm just waiting on that.
Yeah, so like, would you say you're a bigger Raptors fan or Maple Leafs fan?
Raptors fan, but I'm not gonna lie, I bandwagoned the Raptors this last championship. I bandwagoned. But when I was growing up and Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady played, that was my favorite team in the world.
Yeah, the dunk contest days were fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So before you bandwagoned the Raptors after they won with the Kawhi thing, were you like a fan of another random team?
Curry.
Oh, Steph. You're just a bandwagon.
No. Just Curry. Curry. We've been seeing Curry how good he is back in the day when he had Monte Ellis on the team. So if you want
Monte Ellis,
bandwagon at all.
Andrew Bogut, David Lee.
We used to play the game and Monte Ellis was a star. But when you pass to Curry, he's hitting the threes. I'm like, who's this Curry guy? Curry guy's fire. Then we watched him grow into who he is. I'm like, whoa, I like Curry. Curry's fire.
For sure. Yeah. Have you? If I feel like obviously their hip hop scene in India has been blowing up. It's like its own thing. Like, how tapped in are you? Like, obviously, you're huge here, but are you tapped in at all to like what's going on over there?
I know everything that's going on. I'm aware of every single thing that's going on, but tapped in as far as like how many people have I made music with?
Yeah, only
really AP Dylan so far. And I plan on working with everybody if I can.
Yeah, what's the homie's name with the Big Dogs record? I had him on Kind. Wait a minute, what the fuck is?
Oh, Mankind, yeah.
That shit's going crazy.
I bumped into him actually in Thailand.
Yeah. Rolling Loud Thailand.
Yeah,
I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't see you there, but I was there.
Yeah.
I was there for 12 days.
Oh, for real?
How was your Thailand experience?
It was good.
Was it?
Yeah.
Nice. Good food.
Yeah, for sure.
Good food.
For sure.
Good food.
Sure.
Did you just stay in that area? Did you go to Bangkok?
Pattaya and then Bangkok.
Pattaya's got that street.
Man, the hotel was unbelievable too. Oh, that street. That street gets fishy.
Real fishy.
Man.
Yeah.
Play with the street joints.
Super fishy.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You're like.
Now you can see them.
You can see them.
Yeah.
Anybody who says they get tricked, they didn't get tricked.
But hell no. Impossible. Impossible.
No. But yeah, no. It's a great place. Great food. There's elephants too.
I ain't see the elephants.
And tigers.
I'm glad I ain't see them.
Yeah. And they got a bootleg mall there that's fucking crazy.
Nah, I never went. I went to a real mall.
No, they
felt
got
like America.
5-story fake mall.
Oh, I would have loved to go there just to see it.
It's fire. All my kids got Travis Scotts that they don't know are fake.